welcome back to another ASMR video. And in this video I am going to just be talking to you, if that's okay, and just reassuring you and hopefully helping to calm any anxiety that you may have, because I can tell you I experience a lot of it myself, and I kind of want to make it my own mission to help as many people as I can who are suffering with any kind of mental health problems or any kind of just general anxiety you may have, because I know what it's like to feel that way, and it can just be really calming sometimes to just have somebody just sit down, talk to you, even, listen to what you're saying. Of course I can't hear what you're saying, but I can still try and be a calming voice of reason for you that you may need in a tough time, because everybody's going through a really rough time in quarantine at the moment. Even people that may have not had pre-existing mental health issues now are suffering as a result of the world. So I won't obviously talk much about it because I don't want to, raise anyone's anxiety in that sense. But it's been really hard on everyone, and just seeing everyone around me like crumbling down and stuff, it's not nice. So I know most of you are probably going through a hard time as well. You may have lost your job, you may be having relationship problems. I know I have been. So I hope that me just telling you these things will be beneficial to you, because I'm also looking to volunteer in my local community to help out with mental health and doing talks, going to schools and things like that, and helping to just destigmatise mental health, because that's incredibly important to me, is that nobody should ever have to feel bad for whatever they may have, whether it be a personality disorder, autism, I have both of those, whether you just have clinical depression, anything that is different in your brain. You should not feel like less of a person because of it, because everybody has worth. You are worth it, and you can achieve your goals if you really, really want them. And sometimes illnesses get in the way, and I know that better than anyone, because I feel like I've been held back from my true potential, but I've started realising my potential. So if I can do it, then you can do it, because I hate myself, but I'm learning to love myself, I'm learning to forgive myself, I'm learning to appreciate myself. So you can't keep blaming yourself, keep beating yourself down all the time, because you are a human being, and all of us make mistakes. Obviously some are worse than others, but there's very few people who I think are actually beyond redemption. So unless you've literally murdered someone or done something really, really terrible, then I think you can relax. Yeah, probably can't relax if you're a murderer, honestly, but I'm sorry, I'm being silly now. I just don't want to say anything that is too generalised and could be taken in the wrong way, because I don't sympathise with anybody that, purposely breaks the law and is a criminal. Just making that clear. But I want you to know that if you are feeling lost in life, then you're not alone. I felt lost for 10 years, even though I was 13 10 years ago, and obviously you feel lost as a teenager, but I feel like you continue to kind of feel that in your 20s. So if you're in your 20s or you're younger than that, you've got so much ahead of you that hasn't been figured out yet, and you may not know what really you feel like is your calling, what you really do love to do, and what you want your path to be in life, because the person I was about 3 years ago, I am so far from who that person was. I've watched back my old videos from back then and I'm like, who is she? So you're constantly learning, you're constantly growing as a being, so you're never really going to just stagnate. Obviously, you have who you are at your very core, but you're always going to be growing in a sense. And you may not have had the life experience that some other people have had, so you can't compare yourself to anybody who's like the same age as you and you think, oh, they're so much further ahead with their life than I am with mine, because it's all about your own personal journey and about how you're learning and growing as a person. So you may not really know what your true interests are even for a long time, and I didn't. I studied psychology last year, and I've been struggling with the path I really want to go down in my life, and you know, it's all relative to you. So just, you know, you can't worry too much about things like that, because I spend a lot of time dwelling on it and all this and all that, but deep down, one day everything will make sense. And because I may not, you know, myself be in that position, but I've seen other people go through a lot of stuff until they get to where they need to be, so I guess it gives me hope. So hope is always on the horizon somehow. It can be hard to live in the now, and especially, you know, 2020's been a really terrible year. Just so much heartache in so many different ways, and it's just really, really depressing. So I would say don't feel bad if you are really low, really depressed and struggling to be creative, because there's so many other people that feel the same way. So you're never alone. There'll always be somebody out there that feels the same way that you do. And you know, it's hard to think that, because you think, I would never want anybody to feel like this. Anytime I, you know, have a really bad episode, I'm like, wow, I would not wish this upon my worst enemy. This is just truly hell. So I've been to hell and back a million times, and I tell you, I'm still here, I'm still standing, I'm still growing, I'm still living in this world and hoping for a better life, and that one day I may truly be content with everything. It just sometimes takes longer to get there. When you have mental health issues, it can, you know, things can take you a little bit longer to achieve than other people, because your brain is just wired differently to other people. Especially with autism, anybody out there with autism knows how hard it can be to just achieve really small things, like really small tasks. And the same with depression, makes you unable to, everything just seems overwhelming and stressful, and you just have to take it little by little at a time. And some days you may just not achieve anything, and that's okay. It's okay to not do anything in a day, even though we have it ingrained into us as humans that we always need to be doing something, and if we haven't, it's a waste of a day. But sometimes you need to take mental health days for yourself, and that's okay. And if you're struggling to sleep, then I'm right there with you. I am right there with you right now. Insomnia is a truly, truly horrible thing to deal with, and if you have things going around in your mind at night, it can make it really, really difficult to sleep. But obviously ASMR is a great healer, and it's a great way to take your mind off of whatever the noise is in your head. You can listen to ASMR and it can calm you down. So I'm sure most of you already do something like that. But what I'm trying to say is be kind to yourself, because I've spent a long time hating myself, but you really have to look after yourself, do anything you can to care for yourself in a time like this. And some days it's going to be really, really hard, but I believe in you, and I think that you're great. I may not know you personally, but I know in there is a really great person with a lot of potential. All of you have the potential to do what you want to do to achieve your dreams, and if you're thinking about doing something, just do it. If you feel out of your comfort zone, just do it. And even if you absolutely hate it and you think it's the worst thing in the world, you tried. And I think that's worth so much, is just trying, putting your effort into something. And even if you hate it completely, then you tried, you did that. It's a great thing. Honestly, it really is. Because I've tried a lot of different things, and even though I stepped out my comfort zone, absolutely despised it, I know that's not for me. So if it's not for you, move on. Don't spend time in something that you cannot bear, if it's possible. I know it's not always possible for people to, not be in certain situations, but as soon as you can find a way to get away from it and distance yourself from it, if you have not a great home life, if you can find a way to distance yourself from that, you will be much happier and you'll be able to move on with your life. No matter what you may be going through, I wish the best for you. And I just really hope this finds you well. I'm sure if you clicked on this video, you're probably not doing so well. But I do believe things always get better. They might get worse again, and they might, sort of stay at a level. But there'll always be joy in the world somewhere. You just have to find it. Sometimes you have to look real hard to find the good in things. But I promise you that it's there, and that happiness is somewhere within you, maybe buried deep, but I believe that everybody should be able to feel a level of happiness, joy, and if you can't at the moment, that's okay. One day, things will be better for you. And I know it sounds fake, but as somebody who has severe mental health issues, sometimes I still do feel happiness or joy. It may be a really short-lived moment, but there's those moments that make you think, wow, this is why I like being alive. This is why I stayed here on this earth for this very moment, and for the people that care about you and love you. You are there with them, and they are there with you, and it just makes you feel so much better to have people around you that really do care about your well-being, whoever they may be, whether they be family, whether they be friends, whether they be a stranger on the internet. I promise you, someone out there cares about your existence, and that to me makes it worth it to be alive and to be on the earth. There's always a chance to change who you are. If you don't like who you are, you can slowly start to make changes within yourself, and that's exactly what I'm trying to do. So this also serves as motivation to myself, to be kinder to myself, and if I can do it, you can do it too. I know I already said that, but we can all find ways to feel like we are worth it. No one has the right to tell you that you don't deserve to be alive. No one has the right to tell you that you don't deserve love, you don't deserve happiness. So just believe in yourself. You are a wonderful person. Even though I don't know you personally, but I know that everybody has it in them. So I hope that this video was helpful, hope I didn't bore you too much or chew your ear off too much. I just hope that this made you feel even a little bit better and that I didn't say anything stupid. Because, I do try to think before I speak, but sometimes words just fall out. But yeah, this is just coming from somebody who genuinely cares and genuinely has empathy for anybody who is suffering. So I hope that you have a great day, and if you want to get something off your chest in the comments, go right ahead, and I promise I will not judge you, and I hope that other people will not judge you, but I sure as heck won't. Okay, so thanks for watching. I will see you in my next video.